Yeah, I'm rockin' that, so I don't know where I'm at. I know it be gon' be like, bro, where you at? Slime shit, you should never turn your back. Where the fine shit, I'm tryna push it to the max. You ain't bout shit, these niggas turn you to a pack. I know I been gone, but I been ballin' with my slack. Slap, my nigga tryna take a hack. Deep inside my soul, I don't think I'll get it back.
Oh, hi, welcome back. Today's video, I'm gonna be attempting. Well, it's not like I'm trying to predict the future and go 15 for 15 because that's impossible. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm going to be giving y'all my Eastern Conference NBA standings predictions for the playoffs. Well, I think we'll make the playoffs, standings, all that. And again, there's still a couple free agents. Like Russell Westbrook, Ben Simmons is still available. Markel Fultz, I guess if he's still, I think he's still a serviceable point guard. He could help some teams out. There's still a couple free agents that's still in there who might get picked up. Like Russell Westbrook might go to the Kings. There's still some offseason moves that may happen, but technically we're all wrapped up. Again, I can't account for injuries. I don't know the future. I don't know what may happen. So the first team, we're starting with number 15. I got the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets kind of overperformed last year, well, to an extent, because again, 2016, winning 26 games, you would think that's overperforming, but I think we all thought the Nets would lose a lot more than that. They have a bunch of young players. They picked up, I don't even know how many players they drafted, but I know they have Danny Wolf, Jaeger Demon, if I'm saying that correctly, Nolan Trayar. They have a bunch of young talent on the roster that I'm going to assume they would rather prioritize, especially since they traded away Cam Johnson, so they probably don't want to win that many games. I don't think Cam Johnson. See, I keep messing up. I don't think Michael Porter Jr. and Cam Thomas, is what I was trying to get out, will carry you to that many wins. You do have Nicholas Claxton still, but that three, I don't think that three's taking over 20 games. But again, I could be wrong. We've seen them win 25 or 26 games last season, so who knows what happened. But there's not too much to talk about with the Nets. A bunch of young players not playing for much, tanking. Now at number 14, I have the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte Hornets, not much to talk about with them either. I don't know why I can't remember who they just drafted. The two guard. He'll click in my head later. But I have them at 14. They have no real center play, in my eyes at all. They have Mason Plumlee down there. LaMelo Ball doesn't seem to be staying too healthy either. So I don't think the little big four, I guess you could say, of they did pick up Colin Sexton. But I don't think he's propelling you to too many wins either, even though the Eastern Conference is much weaker this year than last year. You do have some veterans in there like Spencer Dinwiddie and Pat Connaughton, who I think you might want to get rid of at the trade deadline. They may not. They use who do they draft, bro? Oh, Con Knipple. He may start, he may not. And Liam McNeely. You think they might want to give them some minutes? You're starting Yusuf Nurkic at the center. I don't think he's good enough to give you 25 minutes starting. I don't see too much going on with this team. You traded Mark Williams, so you're gonna need a center this season. I don't think the team of LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Con Knipple, Miles Bridges, those are your only bright spots, and Colin Sexton, those are their only bright spots to me. I don't think that's taking you over the 14th seed. Now, next with 13th seed, I think after this it gets a little harder. And not because of how good, not with the Western Conference. The Western Conference, it gets hard after the 13th seed because it's so good. With no Tatum and no Halliburton, it gets hard because it's so weak now. But at 13, I got the Wizards. They traded away Jordan Poole to the Pelicans. They got back CJ McCollum. They also traded for Cam Whitmore. picked up Chris Middleton, so they have some veterans in there. They drafted Trey Johnson, who I think will be a good shot creator for them. I don't think they have like that many of those. Like they needed a shot creator to go alongside Bilal Coulibaly, who I think should take a good jump, and also Alex Sarr, who should take a good jump. But again, this is still a very young team, so I don't think they'll make too much noise in the in the regular season. So I'll give them the 13th seed. Now this, again, is where it gets a little bit more difficult. I want to go with the Bulls. At the 12th seed, I'm going to go with the Bulls. You know, it's hard to put the Bulls right here because they somehow are never this bad. Like the roster, when you look at the roster, it's not playing good in my eyes, but they never fail to make the play-in. They're always good enough to win the amount needed to make the play-in, depending on how the conference ends up. Like I know last year the Sixers were demolished, so. But again, we don't know how injuries will play out this season. So this is me assuming, I guess, everyone's healthy. This is just how I think it will play out, right? As of right now. I'm going to go Bulls at 12. They traded away Lonzo Ball. They signed Trey Jones. No, I think the Bulls should focus on fully going into a rebuild and tanking. Hopefully you get that. Hopefully you get the top pick in this very deep class, and you can get a second option to pair up with Modest, or you know, you get that second building block to pair up with Modest. Hopefully like a Darren Peterson, maybe even a first pick with AJ. Who knows? I just think they should go in that direction instead of just being good enough, like, or mid enough. They're mid enough to not be that too bad, but not too good. They've been in the same situation for some years now, and I think it's time that they finally, like, they gotta let it go at some point. Now 11, it might be a hot take, but I'm going with the Celtics. With no Jason Tatum, he should be out for the season. I know we're seeing all these videos of Tatum working out, ducking, like, I don't even know what his nickname is, the Anomaly or something. It's a terrible nickname, by the way. Him trying to be Kobe and hurrying up from this ACL tear and playing, I don't think that's a good idea. I think it would help the Celtics more if they rest Tatum, let him fully recover again. Rushing somebody back from that kind of injury, not good at all. I think they take this year gap, acquire a top pick. You could maybe even put that in a trade. They have no center play either, so by trading away Porzingis, they got rid of Drew Holiday. They lost Luke Cornett and Al Horford in free agency, so they have no real center play at all. Like, so I would use this time to be as bad as you possibly can. And then when Tatum comes back next year in the offseason, you can make some noise. I don't think Jaylen Brown is good enough either to really carry you enough to make the playoffs either. You do have Anthony Simons with him and Derek White, but again, the team's not that deep either. If the team was deeper, maybe I could put them higher, but as it is right now, I don't think they'll even make the play-in. Number 10, just barely making the play-in. I have the Heat. Now, my only problem with the Heat, they have no real first option. Like, with the Heat, when they made all that noise with Jimmy Butler, like, Tyler Hero, I don't think he's going to be a serviceable first option enough to really propel you higher, but the Eastern Conference is so weak anyways. Him and Bam, I don't think either of them are good enough first options to secure a playoff spot 100%. We'll see how Khalil Ware improves. They acquired Norman Powell too. And we'll see how the rookie Kasparis Yakastronis, a lot of these rookies have some difficult names to say. We'll see if he gets minutes and see how he turns out. But again, I don't think they have no first option really to carry them anywhere outside of the 10th seed. Now Tyler Hero and Bam, they're good. I think they're both good second options, but none of them real first options. Norman Powell does help out with depth a lot, but I think they still do have some decent depth, but I can't see their ceiling being higher than a 10th seed with how it is right now. Now, number 9, we have the Raptors. and I was kind of struggling to put the Raptors somewhere because I don't know. Like, I obviously think they're better than all of the teams that I put below them, but I can honestly see them being better than some of the teams ahead of them, with the return of Brandon Ingram, with them actually having Brandon Ingram. We'll see how he fits with the Raptors, but I think with Emmanuel Quickly, Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, and all them, I think he'll fit just fine, especially if we can see some shooting improvements from Scotty Barnes. We know he's a good playmaker, good defender. Hopefully his jump shot and his three-point percentage really jumps up. You have Grady Dick coming off the bench. We know what he can do. Jacoby Walter, we'll see how he improves. I think those are two good three-point shooters for you to surround Brandon Ingram, who can create his own shot around, and you take some of that pressure off of Scotty Barnes. But honestly, I could see them being higher than ninth seed. Like, I wouldn't, if you told me the Raptors were a solidified playoff team, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I wouldn't be mad at you. Me personally though, I feel they're a ninth seed. Now, number 8, I'm going with the Pacers, and here's why. Now, there's no Hallie. Like, Halliburton isn't going to play this season at all. He tore his ACL, and as late as you can. And Game 7 of the NBA Finals, that's as late as you can tear something. So there's no way he returns. So I think the Pacers might go a little small ball since they lost Miles Turner, and throw Siakam at the 5, because I don't really know who else they could possibly play at center. That would be a real decent starting center for the whole season, and I think they're deep enough anyways to still propel themselves to the 8th seed. You have Benedict Mathurin, Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith. The team is just deep enough in my eyes to still be a playoff team, especially in a weak Eastern Conference. So I think their depth will keep the Pacers afloat for sure. Hopefully Benedict Mathurin or somebody can step up and be a very good second option. I can see it from Benedict Mathurin or Andrew Nembhard. We'll see how Obi Toppin is. Maybe Jerice Walker finally takes that step, since no Hallie, that's open minutes. TJ McConnell is still good. The team's very deep. In my eyes, deep enough to make the playoffs. But I wouldn't be mad if you told me the Raptors were better than the Pacers this season. Now, number 7, I'm going with the Bucks. This might be a little of a hot take, but I don't think the Bucks are that good. You obviously have Giannis, who's a top 5 player in the world, so you can't go wrong with that. They traded for Miles Turner. They waived Damian Lillard, picked up Cole Anthony. They also lost Lopez. My issue with the Bucks, they have no real point guard to control the offense. Now, Giannis will probably see a lot of guard minutes. Like, he'll probably be the one controlling the offense, and we've seen him done it. He's good enough to do it, especially with Lillard out. We've seen Giannis with some triple doubles. So again, Giannis can do it. So this is why I'm giving them the 7th seed, because it's Giannis. So my only other issue is who will be their second option. I feel as if the Bucks don't have no real second option. Like, Miles Turner, I guess, Bobby Portis. Like, you have a big team, but like, who's going to be that second shot creator outside of Giannis? Like, Cole Anthony's not going to do much for Gary Trent Jr. Like, I think they need another shot creator to go alongside Giannis, which is really hurting them. But I will still give them the 7th seed because Giannis is Giannis. So I think he's going to carry them to the playoffs regardless, with his play on both sides of the ball. Now, number 6, I had the 76ers. The 76ers should be a lot healthier this season, I hope, because I kind of want to see them in the playoffs. I'm only giving them the 6th seed because they're lacking being able to stay healthy with Paul George and Embiid. Like, if Embiid somehow plays, if Embiid and Paul George play 65 games, they got it. Like, I doubt that will happen though. But my only issue with the Sixers, honestly, is who will, I don't know who will be their point of attack defender. Not saying they don't have any good defenders at all. Just having a point of attack defender is important. Now, unless you're starting VJ Edgecombe, Paul George is, of course, he's a good defender, so he can be your point of attack defender. But your backcourt, it's very small with Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain. Now, Tyrese Maxey is not a bad defender at all. He's a decent defender. He's just small. And it's like, do you start VJ Edgecombe? Like, how small is the lineup going to be? How big is the lineup going to be? I just don't know what the starting lineup will look like. So their defense is a little bit of a concern for me. Not too much, because Tyrese Maxey is a good defender. VJ Edgecombe is a good defender. Paul George is a good defender. It's like, these are some good defenders. It's just, are you starting Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain and VJ Edgecombe and Paul George in Embiid? Like, is that your starting five? Or is VJ Edgecombe most likely coming off the bench? That's what I think. I don't know what they'll do, but we'll obviously see when it comes. But honestly, more so availability is what concerns me when I talk about the 76ers. Now, this also might be another hot take, but number 5, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers. We know this is a consistent regular season team. They're always going to be good in the regular season. With Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, DeAndre Hunter, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. Now, outside of that, we get to Lonzo Ball, and then after that, the depth, that's when the depth really falls off in my eyes. Like, maybe Sam Marley takes a good jump, but outside of Lonzo Ball, the depth here sucks. I think your starting 5 and Lonzo is good enough to keep you afloat, and like, is better than the rest of the teams. Maybe not the 76ers if they're healthy. But I just don't see the Cavs being that top 3, top 4 seed without their depth, honestly. Like, I just see these other teams making a bigger and better jump. Now, number 4, no bias, but I see my Detroit Pistons being the 4th seed. And here's why. Now, again, people might say the Cavs are better than the Pistons. I can see that. The Cavs are a very great regular season team, but I have my Detroit Pistons number 4 because we have Jaden Ivey coming back, so we finally have that second shot creator next to Cade. Jaden Ivey was out for like the whole season. I think he only played 30-something games before he got hurt, and that really hurt us against the Knicks. I feel like watching the Knicks series, honestly, I didn't think the Knicks series would have went that far as it did. I thought we were gonna probably win one game against the Knicks and then lose, because I thought the Knicks were far better than us and we had no second option in my eyes. But we put up a real dogfight against the Knicks, and if we had Jaden Ivey, we might have even won. So having Jaden Ivey back, he was a 40% three-point shooter in those 30 games. So if that stays, if he can continue to be a 40% three-point shooter, not even 36, 37, 38 three-point shooter, the Pistons are a very scary team, especially with the defense of Amen Thompson, Ron Holland, guys like that. Like, with our defensive identity and Isaiah Stewart too, I believe we're going to be a top 10 defense in the league. We'll see how Amen Thompson and Ron Holland make strides as jump shooters, because our spacing is a very huge concern. Hopefully Jaden Ivey keeps up his three-point shooting, because that will alleviate some of that concern, and we'll also get Cade off the ball more, relieve some pressure off of him. We picked up guys like Duncan Robinson, who will help out with the spacing. Karis LeVert, also a good ball handler, who can take some pressure off of Cade and run the second unit. If he doesn't start, I would hope Jaden Ivey starts, but maybe he doesn't at the beginning of the season coming off an injury. But hopefully that three-point shooting is still there, and still he's a great playmaker. Jaden Ivey can do it. Jaden Ivey's very good all around. Maybe not the best on-ball defender, but again, we have we have Asar Thompson and Ron Holland to help out with that. We just hope Ron Holland and Asar Thompson can up their three-point shooting a little bit. If we could do a little bit, that is fine, because they can impact the game in many other ways. Asar is a very good cutter, finisher. We all know this. It's just that three-point shooting that really hurts us. But outside of that, this is a great team in my eyes. 4th seed. I can honestly see our floor, maybe a first-round exit. I honestly believe, as of right now, we can make it out the first round. I truly believe no matter who we play in the first round, well, as long as it's not the teams above us that I have above us, I believe if we play the Sixers, the Bucks, the Pacers, Raptors, any of the teams below us, maybe not the Cavs. I think the Cavs is the only team that I have below us that would give us a run for money in the first round. But any other teams besides that, I see us easily beating in a 7-game series, as long as we stay healthy. Now, at number 3, I have the Orlando Magic. Now, the only reason I'm so high on the Orlando Magic is, one, because obviously to pick up a Desmond Bain, like the Magic's need for 3-point shooting was like so obvious. Like we knew they needed 3-point shooting, and Desmond Bain fits like a glove in my eyes. Around Paolo and Franz. Now, hopefully Franz. Now, the weird thing about the Magic is Franz looked a lot better when Paolo wasn't on the floor. So hopefully Paolo and Franz can figure that out and they're good together. Like, obviously, I think they'll work together, but Franz looked much, much better with Paolo not on the floor. We know what Paolo is all about. I'm sure he'll make another stride this year. Maybe even becoming a 28-point per game scorer. Franz in the 20s, 19 area. Desmond Bain in the low 20s area. With that big 3, I think this is for sure a top 3 seed in a weaker Eastern Conference with Tyrese Halliburton and Jason Tatum out. So, like, putting the Celtics and Pacers lower, I think that gives the chance for the Magic to jump up. My only concern with the Magic is rim protection, which isn't that huge of a concern because I think their point of attack, their perimeter defense outside of the paint is pretty good with Anthony Black. Obviously, Jalen Suggs is an elite defender, and they have a pretty big lineup with Franz and Paolo. Anyways, it's just guys with like Wendell Carter. Like, how good will they be able to protect the rim? Again, I don't think Wendell Carter's a bad defender. It's just that rim protection that scares me a little bit, but I still think they'll be fine anyways. We'll see if Jonathan Isaac plays. I think he's a good rim protector and perimeter defender, so I think the Magic will be fine, and I give them the 3 seed. They also picked up Tyus Jones, who will be great off the bench. Like, that's probably any coach's dream point guard. He rarely makes mistakes. So I got the Magic at my 3rd seed. Now, at our 2nd seed, I have a team who made probably the most noise, arguably next to the Rockets, the Hawks. Now, I think the Hawks, I love Trae Young. I'm a huge Trae Young fan, and this is by far the best team Trae Young has ever had. The Hawks went out and picked up Nickeil Alexander-Walker from the Timberwolves, who, great role player, great defender, decent 3-point shooter. I can't remember exactly what he shot. Maybe he was in the 35, 36, serviceable enough, right? Still a great defender. You're going to need great defenders around Trae Young, who we know is a poor defender. We've seen Dyson Daniels, who fit perfectly. We all thought DeJounte Murray would be the guard that would fit perfectly next to Trae Young, but no, it was Dyson Daniels. Like, this is by far the best Dyson Daniels has played in his career. We all know this. Dyson Daniels next to Trae Young looks amazing. He's a good playmaker, great elite defender. I think he can be in DPOY conversations. If Victor Wembanyama didn't exist, I think we all know who was that. But I think guys like Dyson Daniels and Asar Thompson are also up in those conversations, of course, like Evan Mobley and Victor. You also got Jalen Johnson, who is very important to this high seeding. He was injured a lot last season, so we didn't get to see him play a lot in that group with Zachary Risache, Trae Young, and Dyson Daniels. But I think that 4 right there, with Jalen Johnson being your second option, great rebounder, decent defender, great rebounder, can create his own shot. Him being the second option next to Trae Young, I don't see how this team can fail. You have Zachary Risache. I think he makes a bigger jump going into his 3rd year. He can make that jump, or second. Did I just say 3rd? I don't know. I don't know why I'm blanking. Either way, he should make a jump though. He's also a good defender, can create his own shot a little bit. The Hawks don't have too many flaws, and then they even traded for Kristaps Porzingis. If he can stay healthy and give you 50 games, you win a good amount of those 50 games, I think. With Kristaps at your center, that Trae Young, Kristaps, pick and pop, oh my God, it's going to be so lethal. You could even, like, I don't even know what the Hawks could run so many different lineups. Like, you want to give Trae Young a little break, you have Dyson Daniels at the 1, Zachary Risache at the 2, Jalen Johnson at the 3, Porzingis at the 4, and then Onyeka Okongwu at the 5. You can have Dyson Daniels on the bench and insert Trae Young. Zachary Recesche on the bench and have like like there's so many things. You can have Porzingis at the 4 or 5. There's so many different lineups the Hawks can run with all these guys they picked up. They even picked up Luke Kennard, who's a great 3-point shooter. Next to all these guys, especially if he's playing with Trae Young, he's going to get open so much. And we know Trae Young. I think we underrate Trae Young a lot. He's a very good playmaker. He's always averaging 10 assists. So with this team, I can only imagine what he'll do. He also picked up Asa Newell, who I think is a good defender. I don't know how much he'll play, but just got to point that out there. The Hawks by far are going to make the biggest jump in my eyes this season with everyone healthy, and if Porzingis gives you a good amount of games. Now, number one is the New York Knicks. Now, I think the Knicks got a little deeper, right? Picking up Jordan Clarkson and Ersan Yabusele. I hope I'm saying that correctly too. Two great bench pieces. Jordan Clarkson can easily be that 6th man next to Miles McBride off the bench to give you that spark plug. So they have some good scoring off the bench. I think Deuce McBride is like very good. He's a great point guard off the bench to have. Then Jalen Brunson, we know they're starting 5 with Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and well, we'll see what they want to do. Maybe you have Cat at the 4 this time, Mitchell Robinson at the 5. Who knows what they'll do? Maybe Josh Hart. I'm sure Josh Hart will start at the 4, and then Cat at the 5. That's a great rebounding team. Like Josh Hart is 6'4" and rebounds like a dog. Cat can rebound. But maybe for paint defense, you slide over Cat and Sarah Mitchell Robinson. It really doesn't matter. The Knicks can run so many different lineups. They're so versatile. They don't miss too many games. Like Miles Bridges is literally an Iron Man. Jalen Brunson doesn't miss too many games. This is a very complete team. There's not too much to pick at when you talk about this team. Their defense, their point of attack defense is great. You have Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. You have the second option and Cat, great elite big man, elite 3-point big man. Hopefully, I think the problem I had with the Knicks last year is that what's the coach's name? Tom Thibodeau didn't use Cat as a 3-point shooter that much. Like there was times in the game in the playoffs where Cat would only have 2 3-pointers or even 3-pointer attempts, like 1 3. He'd have like one. He'd be like 1 for 3 from 3. Especially watching the Pistons, I'm like, wow, Cat is really not shooting the ball that much. So hopefully, Mike Brown uses him as that stretch big a little more. I forgot they did pick up the new head coach, Mike Brown. We'll see how he coaches the Knicks. I still think they're first seed. We know Mike Brown is a good coach. So those are honestly my standings for the Eastern Conference of this NBA season, 1 through 15. Let me know your guys' predictions, what you guys think. All right, please leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.